The Borba family are individuals that are totally committed, not only to their family, but to their community and to their industry. I think they love agriculture. I think they love what they do, and I think they care about the community that they live in.
I'm so happy today to have the opportunity to join Fresno State and Ag 1 in honoring a family that has done so much for our valley. I really think the Ricciuti family has been a great mainstay in our community for a long time, and I've made a few notes to talk about some of their accomplishments. What? It's not the Ricciutis? Who? Oh, the Borbas. Oh, like Mark and Ross? Oh, well, okay.
You know, I cannot remember a time when I didn't know the Borba family. It always seemed that being involved with agriculture in Central California, you knew the Borbas.
I met Ross and Mark over 40 years ago myself. Mark was a young farmer following in his dad's footsteps, and Ross was the numbers cruncher. And we affectionately in our family referred to Ross as the king of the 10-key adding machine.
Well, I'm so glad that the Borba family is being honored with Ag 1. It is a great privilege for me to be able to comment on my long relationship with them. When I moved here in 1980 from Tennessee, just a poor country boy, to get in the cotton business, Ross Borba was one of the first people that I interacted with here. And I can say that from my long association that goes up through the present day, it has been nothing but a pleasurable and rewarding business and personal relationship.
Back in 1990, since the law school was developing, it was time for the law school to have a law journal, which is a scholarly publication created by actually a student panel at the law school. One of those people that was asked to serve on the advisory board was Ross Borba. He proved to be one of the most enthusiastic supporters of the law journal. In part because we all know, although Ross has never gone to law school, at heart, Ross is a lawyer. With the leadership that he showed in that position in 1994, we asked Ross to serve on the board of trustees of the law school itself. The board approved that nomination, and Ross has been on the board ever since. It's been 23 years.
Well, I first got to know the Borbas in the mid-70s when I lived out in the country, and we lived right around the corner from Ross and Tina. You know, we spent a lot of time traveling to all different parts of the country with the horses, and Ross and I served on the board of the Pacific Coast Cutting Horse Association for a long time together. They're without a doubt one of the leaders in their industry. I know they spend a lot of time lobbying and doing things to make the ag industry better in general.
The whole family has been supportive of the law school. We're extremely grateful, and it's been very helpful to the law school as well as to the 1,600 graduates who've had the opportunity because people like the Borba family support it.
It's been maybe over 10 years ago when I first encountered Mark, and I remember the experience vividly, and certainly his reputation and the Borba family reputation throughout our region speaks for itself. And they're the greatest social conversationalists, but their actions exceed anything they ever say because they commit to something and they follow through.
The Borbas are so open, so available to everybody that they come in contact with. What a wonderful family. We know that what they do is not about them, but it's about who they come in contact with.
They have a lot of humor in their life, which I think is really good. They don't take themselves too seriously all the time, which I enjoy. I mean, to me, I think that's a great attribute.
I can't say enough good things about the Borba family. What the Borba family has meant to not only my family, but me personally, everything they've done. I can't think of a better group of individuals than the Borba family, and in particular Mark Borba, who is not only a personal friend, he's been a mentor, he's been my boss. When you really need somebody to help you out and kind of give you a pat on the back and maybe a kick in the butt. Mark has always been that guy in my life.
When I first met Ross over 40 years ago, he was sitting at his desk, a full ashtray on the left, a cigarette dangling out of his mouth, and he was running the 10 key with his hands without even looking. His fingers were going at lightning speed. And he just paused long enough to say, if you're off a penny, you might be off $1,000.
And I'll pick on Ross a little bit here, but he had one particular story which is probably too long, but I would ask people to ask him about his flight back from Southern California on a small private plane many, many years ago, and his experiences, not only surviving that trip, but also some of the comments from family members. It's priceless.
Mark and I, even though I consider him one of my best friends now, we had a little bit of a rocky start in our relationship. And this goes back to a summer when I was 12 years old, the first summer I worked out at Borba Farms. So I was painting pipes out at the farm, and one day I go back to the office, and Mark's got this angry look on his face because for some reason he believed that I painted his dog. His dog came back with apparently a bunch of white stripes, and I to this day have disavowed having any association with the painting or the white stripes on his dog. But just as a matter of reference, I think any farmer in this room that's watching this video now, as a word of advice from me, if you don't want your dog to look like a zebra, then don't pay a 12-year-old $3 an hour to paint pipes at your ranch.
They're just involved. They are doers, and doers are important in a community like ourselves. They enjoy being active and trying to further causes that they are passionate about.
They're a tremendous resource. I would say not only are you going to get great information, you're going to get to know great people.
We could talk about how the Borba families have helped this organization and that one, including, of course, here at Valley Children's, which we're very proud of. But this is about their dedication to agriculture and the difference they're making in allowing the Jordan School to continue and supporting that important mission.
So to Ross, Tina, Peggy, Mark, from me, I can't thank you enough. I can't say enough good things about everything you've meant to the Zumwalt family and to my life. Congratulations on this award. It is well-deserved. Mark, I love you. Thanks.
I would just say that you have just done so much for our community in so many different ways that a lot of people don't even know about, and we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Congratulations on a recognition well-deserved.
Congratulations, this is incredibly deserving. We're proud of your generations of support. We all feel lucky and honored to be a part of your not only philanthropy, but more importantly, friendship.
Borba family, I'd like to congratulate you on your honor. I couldn't be a better family receiving this honor. Very well deserved, and I'm sure that this legacy will continue for years after.
If the whole world were families like the Borbas, we wouldn't have problems in this world, because they indeed are entrepreneurs. They give and they give and they give again.